Okay, g'day everyone. It's Dirk from Robot Mowers Australia. We've just got a Luba 1 on the bench here. It's actually come back to us for broken axle, unfortunately got run over. But while I've got it upside down on the bench here, I thought I'll do a little guide on how to clean under the discs and behind these blade guards. So I've already loosened off the 6 screws that hold the disc in place, because you don't need to see how to do that. That's pretty straightforward. So we'll just take them out of the way, make sure there's nothing stuck underneath. Bit of rubbish there. Right, now here we get to the interesting part. So there's 2 parts here. We've got the blade guards, and then we also have this little holder for the discs, which tends to build up stuff around it that wraps around it. So as you can see here, that would be putting extra load on the motor with that stuff wrapped around it, but you can't always get that just from what you can see. So we'll go through and pull that apart as well. So I'll just get my Allen key out here and loosen these. While we're here, I might say a magnetic dish like this is very handy too for not losing track of all your bolts and screws as you pull things out. Just drop it in there and you'll never lose them. They won't go anywhere. Alright, so this is the older style. This is an old Kickstarter one, this one. So the blade guards have changed over time. This part's gotten smaller. That part's been filled in, so yours may not be exactly the same. However, I've just found another problem which I think is fairly relevant to Australia, which we'll go into in a second. We'll just get this one off. So this style doesn't really build up a lot of dirt under there because of that big space. Some of the newer ones tend to build up a lot more. So we'll just clean around this rubber boot here. And I'll show you what I do to remove these little disc holders. Find my spanner. So they're a 10mm nut on those. What I do is I get my Allen key, place it in one of the holes so it locks in, and then that way I can undo the nut. It is a nylock nut, so you need your spanner until you're almost off. Alright, we're getting there. Now we can carefully lift this off, and that's actually pretty good under there. I was expecting a lot more. What I've found is you can get, I'll just get a smaller Allen key, you can get some long spindly grass that gets stuck in there and really wraps around the shaft of the motor. However, this one's pretty clean. But I just said I found another problem, which is something we have a lot in Australia. Look at this. This rubber boot, which has grass under it, protects all the internal components and the electronics. Problem we have here in Australia is we have a lot of sticks from gum trees which are dropping all the time, and they can pierce this rubber boot, as you can see here. The mower moves forward and that's the front, so it's got sticks coming through it, which is breaking that waterproof seal. At the moment, this part is not a replaceable part. We've spoken to Momotion about that, and they're going to see what they can do for us. But at the moment, in a case like this, I can't replace that part, so this mower is actually totally susceptible to water ingress. So definitely I wouldn't be hosing this mower off at all for cleaning, or even operating it in wet weather, because once you get a bit of heat around those motors, it's just going to draw the moisture straight in. So you can see how much grass has actually got in under this boot through these holes. So once I go to open the shell to replace the axle, I won't be surprised to find a lot of grass inside the shell as well. So this is probably the worst one I've ever seen. I've seen a few that have a few holes like that, but not with a whole gouge ripped out of it like that. So what I'll be doing first of all is giving that a clean out with the vacuum cleaner. But let's pull this one off and have a look at this one. So I don't know that this would be as much of a problem in Europe or the United States, where you don't really get the same amount of sticks falling, but those of you in Australia who live under gum trees, you know how many sticks we get on the lawn, even on a daily basis. Even if you picked up the sticks off your lawn every couple of days, there'll still be ones that you miss that could cause that sort of damage. So that is really the Achilles heel of the Luba, is that rubber boot. So let's have a look what it looks like under here. Alright, so here you can see it's picked up some fabric which is wrapped around the shaft. Obviously that can cause a lot of load on the motor and cause premature wear, so we want to check for that. And now we're going to check the boot as well. I can see this is, yep, look at this, same again, completely torn. And look at all that grass that's under there. Wow, look at this one. That's virtually gone. That's not doing anything at all to prevent water entry into this mower. To be honest with you, I wouldn't recommend putting this mower back into service, because that's a candidate for getting the electronics completely corroded in a short space of time. Probably fortunate this mower has actually come to us from central western New South Wales, which is fairly dry. They don't get a lot of green lush grass there, so that's probably why it hasn't died already. But definitely a major issue on the Luba. Check your rubber boots. It is worthwhile, especially here in Australia, to pull your discs off every now and then and just lower the motors, cutting motors down to the lowest height, and then you can inspect them for damage. And if as soon as you see any damage like that, or even not like that, but just a hole, don't wash your mower out again, because you'll fill it with water and you'll kill it. Alright, that was Dirk's little tech tip for today. Hope you learned something from that. If you have any questions, reach out to us at robotmowersaustralia.com.au or 1300 RoboMo. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And until then, have a great day.